Hi, this is David Bratanek with Coldwell Bankers Southwest Realty. Today we're going to go through the market stats and look at what happened in March of 2022. We're also going to compare it to a year ago, March of 2021, and we're going to compare it to February of this year to see where the market is going, where it's come from, and a few reasons as to why the average price has changed a little bit. So first we'll go through, in March 2022, we had 149 sales. That's down about almost 15% from March of last year. In the total number of listings, we had 199, which is actually an increase of over 4% from March of last year. Now, it is a common trend, and it has been for a few years now, at least in this area and across the province as a whole, for quite a bit longer, that we just don't have enough listings on the market. And that's why we've seen these massive price increases, is that there's not enough houses on the market to fulfill the demand of all the purchasers out there. Now, there are more listings than sales. There has to be, just based on the way that it works, because you can't sell a house that doesn't exist. So we always see a few houses that don't sell. Typically, those are overpriced listings that sit on the market for a few weeks, or maybe offer day comes and they don't get their offer, so they take them off the market right away while they try to regroup and figure out what they're going to do. But we did see, because of that increase in listings and a decrease in sales, we saw a little bit more price balancing out. And so when we look at the average price of $567,000, that's about just over a 13% increase from March of 2021, where the average price then was $501,000. The median sale price was $525,000 for this year and $461,000 a year ago, also up almost 14%, 13.81. If we compare that to February of this year, we do see a slight decrease in both the average and median sale prices. The average sale price was $606,000, and now it's dropped to $567,000. Median at $554,000 has dropped to $525,000. I don't think that's worrying at all. I think it's a matter of what happened during the month of March of this year, where a lot of buyers got, I think, distracted from the housing market. Halfway through, there was an end to vaccine passports, there was an end to mask mandates. Everything was open back up, so people had other options of things to do, and so they took a slight little break from looking at the housing market all the time and decided to focus on some other things. During March break, people were away, and so all of that comes into play. There's also a war in Ukraine, talk about higher interest rates. We're going to do a whole separate video on higher interest rates and what that means for you as a homeowner or as a buyer, and is there any risk on what it's going to do in the housing market. I will do a separate video on that probably next week, after I talk to a few mortgage brokers and get their opinions as well, because I want to add that into what I'm already thinking, and I will do that next week. But with the average sale price year to date, it's at $575,000. A month ago it was at $581,000. So it's not that significant of a drop. Median sale price at $534,900 for March and $540,000 for February. So not a significant change in the pricing. We saw this last year as well. The exact same thing happened. Remember, I predicted by the end of 2021 we would see prices just over $500,000. We got there in February, and there was a huge increase, and then things kind of trickled and then leveled out for most of the year, and then towards the end of the year they went back up a little bit over that 500 range. And then January this year hit, and we saw that same big increase. There's a big push. There's not a lot of houses on the market in January and February, but there's a lot of buyers. As soon as January 1st hits and the holidays are over, it's time to get back in the market. So there's a lot of demand in January and February. I would suggest now that that's a really good time to be listing your house. If you're thinking about next year already, when should we have it on the market? I'm saying the earlier the better, because buyers are out there and there's not a lot of listings. but we could go through that for your situation if you wanted to meet and chat about it. As for this year, I think that March break issue was in the end of masking and everything opening back up all at the same time really did drive a lot of people away. If you look at April's stats, we haven't got them yet because we're not at the end of April yet, but once we get there into May, I'd be surprised if we saw that that April was even flat. I think April is going to be an increase over March by quite a bit because of that. We are seeing multiple offers. Things are selling for over a list price and selling very quickly for the most part in Sarnia-Lambton County. In some other areas it's not quite as pronounced. In the bigger cities like London, Kitchener, they saw the exact same thing as we did at the exact same time, which makes me think it's not a local market issue, that is something that that we have in common with basically the rest of the province. So if you have any questions about the real estate market, we're still in a really good position. We're up about 13-14% from this time last year, and I think we're going to see that basically throughout the year. We're going to end up between a 10 and 15% return this year, which is great. Good steady growth is good. I would like to see it even a little lower than that. If we just got back to 5% a year, that would be great, because we can't keep going at 30 and 35% per year. So good news for the real estate market. Hopefully things continue sort of along this trend, that things slow down a little bit. We still have increases, but we don't necessarily need those massive 30% increases every year. It's just not sustainable. If you have questions about the real estate market or about your situation in general, feel free to give me a call anytime. Thanks and have a great day. Thank you for watching my video. Please like and subscribe if you'd like to hear more from me. If you have comments, please leave them in the comment section below or contact me. All of my contact information is beside me and below me in the description. Have a great day.